We mentioned that tragic news that the body of a woman has been found in a flooded home at Lismore. That's the first fatality in New South Wales. 1,000 flood rescues, though, have taken place and 15,000 insurance claims have already been lodged. Let's get the latest now from Carlene York. She's the New South Wales State Emergency Service Commissioner. She joins us from the State Operations Centre. Thanks for joining us, Carlene. It's been terrible already in your state. Do you fear that you've got the worst to come, or is the worst behind us at this particular point?
Well, I don't think, regretfully, the worst is behind us. Certainly it's been devastating up there around the northern rivers, and we've been very active with our emergency service partners, ADF, and local councils to assist those residents up there. The storm cell has now moved south, so it's gone through the mid-north coast, and it's expected to get to the metropolitan area sometime tomorrow, and we're expecting significant rainfalls in that area and some areas of the Hawkesbury-Nepean with major flooding. So we are busily preparing there, getting some messaging out, assisting with sandbagging for the communities and making sure that we're ready when that storm cell hits. Then after that, it's expected to move to the south coast. So we're in planning and preparation stages down there as well.
All right, I'll talk about what's heading south again in just a moment, but if we can stick to the north, we talk about Lismore and then further down the Clarence and down into those coastal areas, Ballina, Maclean and the like. Do you believe that there are still many people trapped either on roofs or in their homes? Are the rescue attempts at the moment still going at full flight?
They are still going at full flight, and luckily the storm has cleared up around Lismore, Tweed and that area. It's clearer skies, and it's allowed us to get the helicopters to those people in need. It's allowed us to get our flood boats out onto the waters to attend to those community urgent requests for assistance and get them back to a place of safety. We've seen vision today of Ballina and other areas down on the river systems being flooded, and so our operations are significantly stretched down there too, but we've got additional resources down there helping us. So there's a number of flood rescues, and the numbers are changing, almost hourly in relation to those requests for assistance.
So it's very clear that,
as you say, it's still moving further south.
Yeah. So as we can see from the pictures, the damage to property and the like is just mind-boggling. But as it stands, there are still lives in peril in the north as you're trying to get to everybody. Let's talk about that storm cell moving south. I mean, the whole of Sydney Basin and the central coast and the south coast is waterlogged anyway. There's been incredibly heavy rain for well over a week. What sort of flooding do you fear? How dangerous could the situation be in the Sydney Basin in particular?
Yeah, so you're exactly right about the saturation. So we've come out with the La Nina. So it's a very wet summer that we have, and the ground right across New South Wales is saturated. So what that means is when we get the immense amount of rainfall in short periods of time, it's just got nowhere to, it doesn't soak in and it runs off. We get winds, we get storm damage, we get power lines down. So there's a lot of demand on assistance. We are expecting significant flooding in around the Richmond, Penrith area. And there's a lot of information to help people in relation to that, where they are, where they're at risk. On the New South Wales SES website, we're putting a lot of information out to prepare the community to say this weather storm event is coming. We've seen what it did in Queensland. We've seen what it has done in the northern rivers. And we're really requesting the public to be on top of what their risk is, where they live, and also for flash flooding. So that can happen at any time when the rains come down. If they're on the roads, they need to be very careful and remember not to drive through those floodwaters and find an alternate route.
Absolutely. Carlene, thanks so much for your work and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Carlene York there, the New South Wales State Emergency Service Commissioner. Listen to what they say. So many people get into strife, making their own decisions to go through floodwaters.